Chapter 8.5, talking about periodical material arrival. This is part of inventory management. Last example, we saw that if we only have 100 set of material, actually the production stopped during the 16-hour period. Here is a way to think about, see if we can have like every 2 hours, for example, and the materials arrive and adding to the quantity of the production, and each arrival for subassembly A is 250, subassembly B is, each arrival subassembly B comes with 250 and connector comes with 500, and we're trying to see how we're going to model that. And first we're going to show you this process, and first we need to adding a so-called state variables. So I'm going to go here as elements, state statistics, and the statistics, it will call the state of sub A available. Change this name. Add another one, and this is for, sorry. Add another one. Connector available. And the first one is tied into state variable name. Actually is subassembly A quantity available. Okay. And the second one is tied into subassembly B quantity available. And the third one is tied into connector, sorry, quantity available. So we can have, and also this one for the result category, and data source is subassembly A. Category is, let's see, we call the inventory level. Make a copy of this, and it's just a number. Okay, same thing right here. Okay, and the next things we need to do is and then we see that, and this is the three things, and we can run the model and see how the process moving forward. Okay, so you see the inventory level coming up as part of the statistic, and average, final value, maximum value, and so on and so forth. So we start with 200 each, and now final values is 20 left. Okay, and this is a portion fairly easy. And the next step we're going to do is we're going to fill up the stock for subassembly A, subassembly B, and the connector. And so what we do is we adding a so-called again, the property over here. These are the initial inventory for 3 different parts. Now I'm going to adding 3 more. And this is called order quantity for subassembly A. Copy this. And second one, order quantity for subassembly B, and order quantity for connector. Okay. We can determine what is reordering quantity, and these 3 numbers property represent each time we replenish our inventory, how many items we're going to replenish. And so therefore, let's take a look. Also, next things we need to add is adding a timer. We would call the timer. We call the timer replenishment. Okay. And for this timer, and an offset is start with 0 hours. Okay, at 0 hours, and every interval and every 2 hours I want to. So if I say time offset equals to 0, meaning in the beginning of a simulation, it will have a replenishment and timer going off. So here is the way I'm setting up a timer. Also, I need to set up a set of a process related to this timer. So here we're trying to do is adding a time, create a process and trigger by the event name called timer, replenishment event. So every time the timers go off, and this particular process and is going to get executed. So I'm simply adding a sign block right here, and this one I'm going to call it replenishment inventory. Okay, and here I'm going to assign 3 things. And subassembly A available, quantity available equals to the order quantity I just set up. Okay, order quantity, and add another one. And this is subassembly B, quantity available equals to order quantity for subassembly B. Okay, and adding another one, which is a connector, quantity available with order quantity connector. Okay, and this is all there's to it. And then all I have to do, since I already have the order quantity A, B, and connector, subassembly A, subassembly B connector, and then they becoming a system parameters, modeling parameters, and we can set. So initially we just have to set all these to 0, and we're going to do 250 for A, 250 for B, and 500 for connector. And then we can rerun this process. You can see that it consumed throughout the process. So every 2 hours, they got replenished. Okay. It's just showing you this section, how the inventory can be replenished. Also, you can do is not necessary you have to do reset the inventory level may not be the exactly what you want. We can change this, for example, equals to whatever order quantity plus the current inventory available. So this is just accumulate the order, okay, on top of that. And also next section we're going to start showing you how to replenish, determine the order quantity dynamically and simulate the lead time or the transportation time for this process. So we call it just-in-time inventory replenishment. Every time we have a safety stock, and then we ask the vendor to reship it back to us. Let's conclude this subsection.